Okay, so here I took landing gear, which is a little bit oversized. It's off a 600 helicopter, which goes on a 450. It gives you a lot of width. It's great for stability when you're landing. And I took pieces of wood, and they're shaped so these here actually sit inside these little spots here. I attached the landing gear to the wood before I drilled it so all the holes would line up. And then I took these screws, I glued them in with a 5-minute epoxy, put tape at the back here, masking tape, wiped off the excess glue, put masking tape there, and while they were still wet, installed it into the landing gear of the helicopter, and put on these little butterfly screws and attached it to the landing gear with the glue on so it's nice and snug, and waited till the glue dried. And then I glued the piece of wood to the foam, and on a flat surface. The way I got the flat surface on there was to take a piece of noodle, pass it through a table saw so I have a flat surface, and routed the ends off so it's nice and round, both ends, and voila, floaties for a 450 heli. One thing that's important here is when you're drilling the holes is to, after the holes are drilled, put the bolt in that hole so it doesn't move before you drill the other holes, and they'll all line up. Otherwise they may not line up if it moves a little bit, because those holes are exactly the same size of the screws. So that's important. As you're drilling and finishing a hole, put one of these screws right into the hole before you drill the next one. Now we're going to see how much they weigh. Put one on. 96, 97 grams. 3.4 ounces. Not very much. Pool noodles are very lightweight, and you can fill the center of the noodle with spray foam that you would use to insulate doors and windows, and that makes that's a very rigid foam. It makes it very rigid, keeps the noodle straight, and you can cover that foam with a sticker. These little foam stickers, the glue on them is not that good for something that's around water, so I glued them on with 5-minute epoxy, and guaranteed they won't come off. Installing them is quite easy. There's the bolts, small bolts, and that's all there is to it. Install the wing nut. That's it. It's ready to go. Now we'll paint it using a water-resistant outdoor paint. These pontoons are about a foot long, and the whole helicopter with the GoPro weighs 1,372 grams. 3 pounds. About 4 ounces, 0.4 ounces, and the factory helicopter is about 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds. So I've added on at least 1 pound with all this gear on there. So there it is there with the landing gear, which is high enough where I can put the GoPro right underneath there, and let's see how she floats. Floats good. Yeah, floats perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Pontoons.